Hi guys, and welcome to Premier Prediction Week 38. It's the last fixture of the season, so let's just get started and get straight into the video. All the games kick off at 3 o'clock at the same time this week. We start with Swansea versus Manchester City. Obviously, Manchester City, they can still secure third place if Arsenal was to lose to Aston Villa, but technically Arsenal only need to draw to Aston Villa and they've secured third. So I think at best Manchester City will just want to get in the top four and finish fourth, to be honest, for the start of the new campaign. It is a Sky Sports 1 game. That's one of the games that are on telly. And funny enough, I don't think Manchester City are going to muck about in this game. I've gone Swansea 0, Manchester City 5. I know that's maybe a little bit disrespectful to Swansea, but you know, needs must, and you know, if Manchester City want to prove a point, they're going to have to go all guns blazing out. We then go to Southampton versus Crystal Palace. Two teams that are just going to try and finish off the season. I think because Southampton are at home, they'll want to finish off on a high. You know, do the lap of honours. There'll be a lot of lap of honours for the home teams this week, and they'll all want to finish on a high because it's the last game of the season. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's hard to get up for. As I say, Crystal Palace haven't been at their best this year. Started off really good, seemed to have eased off as the season went on. But I'm going to go for a tight 1-1 for this game. I think, you know, both teams. It's hard to get up for a game when you haven't really got anything to play for. I mean, okay, yes, you can play for pride, you know, and everything, but apart from that, it is quite hard to get yourself up for games. Especially in the last game of the season if you've got nothing to play for. We then go to Arsenal versus Aston Villa. As I say, Arsenal shouldn't really need any more than a point on Sunday against Aston Villa. We all know Arsenal don't do things the easy way. So I don't know why I've put this down. I probably have no right to put it down really, but I think I've put it down to the fact that Aston Villa have been so dreadful this year. That it would be terrible if Arsenal didn't get anything else but 3 points, to be honest. But I'm going to go Arsenal 3, Aston Villa 0. I think Arsenal again, they'll want to finish off on a high, and also let's not forget Arsenal can still get second. You know, they can still get second. So I think we've just got to do our job, and let's just see where it takes us. But I do think that we should be beating Aston Villa quite comfortably, to be honest. But I've said that quite a lot about Arsenal this year, so we'll see. We then go to Watford versus Sunderland. Watford took an absolute battering on Wednesday night against Norwich. Didn't really mean anything in the end, you know, as Norwich was relegated, but they took an absolute battering. Don't think Sunderland will score that many goals past Watford, but obviously Sunderland will be on a high now. You know, congratulations to them for staying in the Barclays Premier League. I think Sam Allardyce has done a really good job there. And I actually think that Sunderland will continue their winning form. I think they'll be on a massive high, and even though it is at Watford, I think that they'll win. Sunderland, I'm going to go Watford 1, Sunderland 2. We then have Everton versus Norwich, and again, Everton have an absolutely dreadful season. Obviously, they did lose to Sunderland. They've had an absolutely dreadful season. Everton, they've sacked Martinez now, so I'm not sure who's going to take charge for the last game of the season. Probably a caretaker or something like that. Not sure who's going to go into Everton. But yeah, they've had a really poor season. Norwich down now, nothing really to play for. It's their last game in the Premier League, so I'm going to go for Everton 1, Norwich 1. Probably a bit of a boring game, to be honest, but no disrespect to those two, but. We then go to another game that involves the top four. We have Stoke versus West Ham. That's on Sky Sports 3, I believe. I do believe I fucked up last week saying that West Ham had nothing to play for. I do apologise for West Ham fans or anybody else that I may have harmed. I'll get onto that later after the video, after the fixtures rather. As the game wise, I think. It's going to be quite lively. I think West Ham will miss out on top four, to be honest. I think it will be more than likely out of Manchester City and Man U, and probably more likely Man City to get it. I'm going to go Stoke 2, West Ham 2. I'm going to go for quite a lively game for that one. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-2 for that one. And the last game, which involves the top four, Man U versus Bournemouth, Sky Sports 1. And again, I think Manchester United will do their job, but I think that because Manchester City have done their job, Man U will lose out. That's why I say more Man City than Man U. I'm going to go Man U 2, Bournemouth 0. We then have West Brom versus Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool played at their best on Wednesday night against Chelsea. If that might be to do with the final next week of the UEFA, not too sure. Europa rather, not too sure. They did obviously salvage a point in the end, and I think they're going to get a draw at West Brom as well. I'm going to go West Brom 1, Liverpool 1. We then go to Newcastle versus Tottenham. Obviously Tottenham only really do need to draw really to secure second place, but I think that Newcastle they've been relegated, but I think they're quite passionate fans, Newcastle fans, and it's their last game in the Premier League. It's going to be quite mental down there, quite emotional as well, and I think they'll want to finish the season on a high. So even though Spurs do technically only have to draw, and some people will probably put them down to beat Newcastle, I'm going to go Newcastle to beat Spurs, and quite a surprising result actually. I've gone Newcastle 2, Spurs 0. So we'll see how that goes. Trust me, I really did not do that in Arsenal's favour. I really didn't. It really is more to do with Newcastle wanting to finish their season on a high. I do think they was a little bit unlucky to go down. Okay, some people might argue saying you don't get unlucky over 38 games, but I do think they did show more of a fight than other teams down there. I think Norwich was a definite to go down, and I thought that it was more than likely out of Sunderland and Newcastle, which it was, to be honest. And obviously Sunderland had a bit more fight and a bit more passion, so that's why they stopped up. But yeah, I think Newcastle finished their season on a high and beat Spurs. And the last game is the champions of last year versus the champions of this year, Chelsea versus Leicester. And again, going to go for a tight one for that one. Leicester's already done all the hard work. Chelsea can't really go anywhere. So I'm going to go Chelsea 1, Leicester 1. So that has been my predictions for this week, guys. It is the last one. I just want to say a big, massive thank you to the people that have supported me on the channel throughout the year. Yes, I do admit sometimes this channel can come across as a bit boring, and a bit rushed. I do have, obviously an excuse for that. If you noticed that the video started to get a little bit rushed just after Christmas, which obviously I found out that my mum had cancer, and I've been dealing with obviously her going through chemo and everything. So I've had to whiz through these videos throughout the coming months and support my family. Obviously my sister is also pregnant as well at the moment, so I've had to support her. So it's been a mad 2016, to be honest. But as I say, thank you to the people that have supported me. Thank you to Dan that has come on this channel, Colin as well, who came on and supported the channel. I'll try and have some more guests on next year, give their predictions and talk about other topics. Don't get me wrong, you are more than capable to express your opinion by thumbing down the video, which some people did last week. Fair enough, I don't mind that. I don't mind people thumbing down the video. It's when you give me the negative comments and you start getting funny about it, I will seriously just ban you and just block you, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I don't have to put up with that. I just want to talk about, be a normal fan, talk about football scores, and just live a normal life. I don't get paid for doing this. I've said this before. I don't have to put up with the abuse. If you want to express your opinion, just do that by thumbing down the video. That is enough. And the same vice versa. With the commenting, don't get me wrong, people can credit me and that, but again, you're giving your opinion and you're showing me your feedback by thumbing up the video, same as the thumbing down. So other than that, guys, thank you for your support. I hope you have a lovely summer, and I'm just so glad that the season's over, to be honest. Let's hope that England do well in the Euros, and I will see you in August when we go again. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in a couple of months' time.